All right, 11 minutes past 6 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, welcome on board. My name is Ernest. Kanjo. Marcel is the producer of this evening segment of broadcast on Apex One Radio. The evening of August the 22nd, 2025. Just 6 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament. And so we make it a point of duty to explain exactly what the NVT is all about. And so if you are a Cameroonian, then definitely you should know what veterans football it's all about. And so they played football in the past at professional level, at amateur level. They love the game and they do not want to have that passion die. So what do? They continue playing the game, even at a later stage in life. Well, they can do it for the sake of pleasure. Some call it recreational football. But then, over the years, the veterans movement has grown and has evolved with time. And it's even more than soccer. It's also about community development, camaraderie, networking, and what have you. And so, every year, they converge on one state to perform the game of soccer and meet each other, network, and talk about the things that they can do to develop their community and, of course, society at large. And so the National Veterans Tournament has grown and has stood the test of time, and today it is one of the biggest and most talked about African events in the African diaspora. We don't need to overemphasize that. Last year it was Minnesota. This year it is Ohio. And so 6 days to the National Veterans Tournament. How prepared are the teams? How prepared are the clubs? We are told that over 47 of them will be taking part in this year's edition of the NVT. And so are they ready? Right. So we've been measuring the temperature of preparedness for the NVT for this year. For the past couple of weeks, we've been talking with their clubs. And so today, we are meeting one of those clubs that have stood the test of time or have printed their name in the annals of the NVT, the almighty GWINNETT of Georgia. And so, the men of that selection are with us today to share the very beautiful story of the NVT on their show today. If you're just joining us once again, thank you so much and welcome to Apex One Radio. For those of you joining us on Facebook and on YouTube, you may want to share the video extensively as you get on board so we can touch the four corners of the world, because the story of today is a beautiful one. And so once again, thank you so much for joining us as we continue to share the video when we get on board. If you're listening to us on apex1radio.com, then thank you so much for doing so. If you are on the radio garden, we appreciate you for your time. And for those of you who love to listen to us through the tuning app, thank you so much for doing so. In just a couple of seconds, we are going to kick off fully with this edition of the show as we continue to share the video extensively so that we can touch the four corners of the world. And so it's exactly 15 minutes past 6 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. I'll just go right ahead and say good evening to my guests who are now joining me live from the beautiful state of Georgia. Beginning with the president of GWINNETT Veterans, Doctor, or let me call him Professor, Professor Neville Formolo, who now joins us. Prof, good evening and welcome to the show as you unmute yourself. How are you doing today? You have to unmute, okay?
Yes,
How are you doing today, Prof?
I am doing very well. And what about you, Mr. Ernest?
I am great. Thank you so much. So, how is Atlanta? Is it Atlanta? Which city are
Uh,
you speaking from?
well, we're in the state of Georgia, the Peach State, and the county is called Gwinnett, and that's where the club get its name for. A
Hmm.
beautiful county the most diverse county in the United States,
Wow.
and the county actually with the most beautiful women, organized men, and that is why when you hear Gwinnett and NVT,
Mm,
you understand why. So Georgia, this evening is a little bit rainy,
mm,
but after the rain, it calms down and we have a good time.
mm. Would you say one of your biggest achievements uh, would have been president of the Almighty Gwinnett? Because I've been speaking with the other clubs, and the name Gwinnett keeps coming up. So there is something about this Gwinnett which I'm going to find out today. But how do you feel as the president of this much talked about club?
Um, this club is it's a club of seven leaders,
Hmm,
and that is why at the end of the day, you hear a lot of people talk about Gwinnett at the NVT.
mhm,
It has seven leaders. It has dedicated people.
mm,
It has dedicated adults who have chosen a few things to make family, to make community, to
mhm,
make brotherhood the center of everything we do. And that is why, it, like you say it very well, if you talk to a lot of teams at NVT, they will have something to share about Gwinnett.
mhm.
And that's because we value family, we value brotherhood, and that's what we think we brought to the entire NVT family. So if you look at today, for example, every NVT club includes their family, brings their wives
Mhm,
to this event because this event, once it's a family event, it has staying power.
mhm.
And that was initiated by this great club called Gwinnett Veterans. And so, yes, so that's why you would hear a lot of people talk about this Gwinnett.
The great Gwinnett, we just spoke there with the president of Gwinnett, Professor Neville Formelu, who
Let me correct
is
you a little bit. It's
Folemu.
Folemu. Yes.
Folemu. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so, also joining on this show is the public relations officer of the Almighty Gwinnett, Jean Rene Choksky. Did
Thank
I
you.
say the Choksky
Yeah,
correctly?
Choxy is good. The T
Choksky.
is silent. And
All
and
right.
it's an honor to be here today to
Mm,
talk to you about our almighty three-time champion.
mm,
And as the president just correctly said, we are a team that believes in family,
mhm,
community, and brotherhood.
mm,
And for me, I take it very, very personal because, again, here we don't just play soccer, we educate our kids, we do health fair, and we let people know that we share the same value
mhm.
of being a community as a Cameroonian community and at the same time having soccer as our passion.
Hmm. That's beautiful. So, tell me, as public relations officer of the club, how do you market? How do you market Gwinnett to the rest of the community and even to the rest of the world?
Well, one of the things is that being in Gwinnett myself since 2005, I've, based on what I do professionally, I
Mhm,
use that to impact clients and also talk about what we do in the community because it's very important,
mhm,
and also invite them to be involved in what we do in the community.
hmm,
And there's nothing more important than bringing somebody take part in a health fair event where you have medical doctors
mhm,
from other hospitals, call it Northside, Gwinnett, Northside Hospital, Grady Hospital, Piedmont Hospital, bringing about three to maybe 45 up to 100 people, and our wives are
hmm,
present, our children are coming in, other members of the community comes in, other leaders of the
hmm.
community comes in. That is how we do our marketing because what word of mouth is more important than anything else.
Their word of mouth is more important than anything else. Thank you so much, Jean Rene. Welcome to the
Right.
program. Collins is the coach for Gwinnett, and he should be one of those on which the victory of the team largely depends. He now joins us on the show. Collins, good evening and welcome. How are you doing today? As you unmute yourself.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm great. Like the president rightly said, today in Gwinnett, we have slightly cloudy skies, but like he said, after the rain comes fun. So we'll try to make sure we maximize our time and make sure we have the utmost fun, when it comes to getting ourselves involved in playing soccer.
Mm. Is there a secret which you have as a coach that you can never unleash, so that some other coach catches it and uses it? Do you have that kind of a secret? I'm not saying that you should tell us what that secret is, but do you have a secret as a coach? Because this team, to have won this competition 3 times, it's not given to to any other team.
Absolutely. We do have our blueprint, and we try to stay true to that. We try to
Mhm.
make sure that we maximize our opportunity.
Mm.
But Mr. Host, before we continue, I would like to plead with you. We're going through a tough time. Just this year alone, we've have three of our brothers that have passed away. So if we can just maybe give a moment of silence to honor them, I would really appreciate that before we continue. If that's okay.
Yep, that's granted.
May the soul of the faithful departed rest in peace.
Amen.
Amen.
Um, so, Ken, so back to Ernest, back to your question. For us, we do try to make sure that we build as much as we can from within, including everybody that you see here present on the show. We all play. We all have played in the past, participated in MVT as players. One, been to 5 finals, won 3. So we've really tried to make sure that our blueprint, like our president rightly say, stays with us as far as keeping our core and keeping it family oriented, getting our kids involved, making sure that our community is involved in one way or the other. But when it comes to our ultimate secret, I would like to hold that close to my chest.
Beautiful. His name is Collins. He is the current coach for the club. Franklin Dikum is former coach for GWINNETT. He now joins us. Franklin, good evening and welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mr. Ernest. Thank you
Mm.
very much for inviting us. And like Colin said, we have gone through a tough year this year, and we want to take the difficulties that we have and pour it on this tournament and do it for our brothers.
Mm. Okay.
Can
For,
I,
for, for,
can I
for information purposes, um,
can I add something there, Mr. Ernest?
yes, go ahead.
What they like he's clearly said it's been a very tough year for us, and we first of all want to be very appreciative of the NVT community as a whole,
Mhm.
as a family coming in and standing with us. And yes, it's we can say it has affected our preparedness, but one of the reasons why we wanted to be present at NVT, like you said, everybody thinks about Gwinnett when you hear NVT,
Mm.
and we've always been a model team when you go out there, and so we couldn't stay back. We thought of not going to NVT this year due to the things that I've gone through, but we ended up deciding that we will go at least to represent and make sure that people see us. And these are brothers here.
Mhm.
Our brothers that left us this year would love to see us play, but that's the spirit that we are going. We want to make sure that we
Hmm. Okay. At least if you do that for their honor, that is good.
yes.
All right. So thank you once again for joining us. So I was going to find out from Franklin if during his time as coach, Gwinnett won one of the trophies we're talking about.
He's Mr. Gwinnett.
Okay.
You see these 3 stars?
Okay.
I am the author of these 3 stars with all those guys.
So I would like to find out, how does that make you feel?
I am extraordinarily proud of this club. The present coach, I've been begging the present coach for the past 2-3 years to take over and replace me, even though we continue to win, because he has been an author also of the winning, of all the trophies that we have. So everybody here and players, the team, we are a true brotherhood team. So everybody has contributed to this 3 stars. It's because of them that I can be really proud that these 3 stars are ours. So as we prepare to go to GWINNETT, to the NVT tournament, one of the powers that GWINNETT have is that we go together as brothers, and we have our wife also that goes and support us, and with the bond that we have, it's difficult to break us.
Right. Dr. Folemu,
Yes.
how old is GWINNETT?
Last year we celebrated our 10th anniversary, and we are considerably, compared to other clubs, a young club, but a young club with big values, with big dreams, on and off the pitch. So yes, so this year we'll be about 11 years old.
One would have expected that the pioneers, like those clubs that were at the inception of the veterans movement in this country, should be the ones grabbing those trophies. How come GWINNETT, which is relatively younger than many of those clubs, would be the one grabbing all the trophies?
I think the coaches and the PRO said it all. There is one thing: brotherhood and family. We're a united team, and then we are also a team that values integrity, right? So when you walk in out and you create rules and you say you want people to play that at 35 and above, we go out and get players and train, like the coach mentioned. We work together, we play together, we train together, and we make sure all of us are 35. And that integrity shows. Our family values, our brotherhood, our unity and integrity shows. And we've worked hard throughout the years because we love soccer. Coach Scott, we love soccer. We meet every Saturday just to hang out and talk about soccer all day, the same story all year. But it keeps us sane, and it ensures that once time NVT rolls up, we're ready to rumble.
Wow, that's interesting. Jean-Rene,
We do have someone in the lobby that's trying to get in. So can you please let him in, Mr. Host?
Sure, I will definitely.
Coach Daly is waiting in the lobby.
All right. Okay. We get it. Coach Daly, how are you? Good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good evening, and thank you for having me over here.
Right.
And
so
let me start by apologizing. Getting on here a little bit late. I did tell my peers that I was starting out to run a quick errands, but you know how it is. I got stuck into. But thank you for having me here.
No problem. You just got the train while it was on motion, but we have not covered a great distance yet, so you are good to go. But we seem to be identifying more coaches than even players. Does that also account for the victories you guys have always had? Because virtually everybody is a coach.
Actually, to speak to that, I think we have 2 coaches now and a former coach.
Okay, that's interesting.
But you know what it means? It means people sacrifice.
Okay.
People want to sacrifice. Imagine people leading a veteran club. You're leading adults, sacrificing to tell adults, go out there and run, go out there and do this. It's not easy. So I really thank them for giving their service to the club, and that's why we first of all started by saying it's brotherhood, community, and making sure you show up.
Right. Just before Coach Dali joined us, I wanted to find out from Jean Rene whether the club is registered as a non-profit organization, 501c3, just like every other veteran club I have talked with.
Yes, I can say confirm. Yeah, we
Mhm.
are.
Okay, and that tells me that you get involved in a lot of community activities as well.
That's correct. And again,
Okay.
we have our health fair that we do, as I said earlier in the program, where
Hmm.
we have medical professionals from Northside Hospital,
Hmm.
Grady Hospital, Piedmont, that comes in the month of April. We usually
Hmm.
have that. Then we also have our back to school that
Hmm.
usually happens in the month of July. Then we
Hmm.
have some other events that happens in October. Then we have our Christmas party for our kids because again, they're the next generations, right? We have to be able to celebrate them and
Hmm.
thank them for what they do to be able to support us. Hey, behind every successful man, there's a family, right? We have our wives and that. So that's what keeps us. And one of the things that you're going to talk about success is that we are disciplined.
Hmm.
Gwinnett is very, very disciplined.
Hmm.
And when you come in, when it's practice, like now, the coaches have given us, we know what time practice starts tomorrow. If you are running late, own it, take ownership, send a message, brothers. I'm running late, right? It's what is important for us. It's about the brotherhood. If you are stuck somewhere, let somebody know. That's what we are.
Hmm.
And when we do that, you know what, we sacrifice. When you look at people, look, oh, we've had so many teams come over here to observe us train,
Hmm.
to see what happens when we come in, how we share our brotherhood and how we get involved in the community and how we spend time with our families also. It's
Hmm.
important to Gwinnett. And that's
Hmm.
our signature.
Okay, let me stay with the president and the PRO for this first segment, at least before we get into talking soccer
Mhm.
proper. Doctor Folemu,
Yes.
how large is this club?
Gwinnett is a club of about 70 members,
Mhm.
and we go through a strict vetting process
Mhm.
to see those who are going to come in or not, because we're not just open for everybody that walks in.
Mhm.
There are people that have been on the waiting list to join Gwinnett for about a year or so, and there are people that have even tried to change their age to
So when
make
you say waiting list, what precisely does that mean? If somebody qualifies to join,
you
would they
qualify.
still stay in?
Yes, once you qualify, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can join. We need
Okay.
for you to see what we do. We
Hmm.
need for you to understand our to understand our impact in the community, to
Okay.
understand our commitment vis-a-vis each individual.
Hmm.
And if you cannot buy into that, then we also vet to see whether you are able to meet those. And if you can, it's not just about a membership dues,
Hmm.
it's about being your brother's keeper. It's about showing up when you are needed.
Hmm.
And so if you cannot do that, then during that vetting process, it might be people would probably understand very quickly that you are not a good fit. And if you're not a good fit, there are other clubs in town that you could join, because we want la creme de la creme.
Oh.
We want people that come in.
Mm,
I don't just want to use. I don't just want to use my former vice president's words here, but
mm,
about some of the things. But that's a little bit of what we try to make sure that if you're coming in, you abide by some basic tenets.
mm,
As PRO mentioned, some sort of discipline, some sort of commitment to each other, and some sort of family values, right?
mm,
Because you're building a community. You want a community that is stable. And this is one of the most important things that you should think about veteran football.
mm.
Wherever you are right now in the United States, because of veteran football, if you show up in Atlanta and you were part of an NVT and you didn't know anybody in Atlanta, you have an easy time. Just ask, where are the veteran clubs in Atlanta? And guess what? Your life is easy. I went to
Mm.
California a few weeks ago, and guess what? They said the president of Grenada is around, and they organized a whole huge party for me, and we had a good time.
Wow.
And that's the veteran spirit. You need You need that spirit, and so you don't want people that cannot do that. You want people that come in that are humble and committed enough to make sure they can give a helping hand to each other. So
The spirit of solidarity, the spirit of camaraderie, and
yes,
that is just what the veterans movement is all about. So I would have been
Yeah,
asking this
just to add,
question to.
I'm going to add
Okay, go
on
ahead.
that too. Just to add again,
Mhm,
for me, I think our first order is charity. When we do that, we always put the charity in front of us. You give, you are called, again, use the word voluntary, you are called to serve.
mhm,
And each time that you come in to join, you are 3-time champions. You
mhm,
know that, hey, you're coming to serve. Some people serve and we continue serving because we care.
mm,
And each time that you care, you take it personal, you go the extra mile, right? And you do it, with joy, happiness, and fun.
mm.
And I would tell you what keeps us going is that each time that you bring your best half, your wives into the progress. And I call people at times and say, hey, my wife is my financial guru. She knows what's going on. She writes a check. She's excited, to be part of it, right? And my kids knows about it. So that is what brings up the bond. If you see right on this picture, you can see our best halves right there, all excited, pumped up. That's the energy that we get when we go
And
to any
I was going to
NVT.
find out. I was going to find out from you, but that's a question I would have loved to ask them. I see the women quite organized. So, do they run a separate veterans or
that is.
a branch of it?
Let me address that because it's something that is coming up right now.
Mm,
GWINNETT Veteran is a veteran club for males.
mm.
Our wives understand that, and they give us that space.
Right.
They give us that space to go ahead and experience ourselves,
Hmm.
and but they do so because they understand we respect them, right?
Hmm.
So they give us that space. So our wives have their own separate thing.
Hmm.
But when it comes time to NVT, we are a whole big family and
Hmm.
we move together. We are
Hmm.
a veteran club. Only males can join our club, not females.
Right.
So unlike some other clubs. So let me but,
Yes.
but guess what? We value our wives. That's why we are the first club
Mm.
that brought the largest contingent of women to NVT. We are the first club. These women that you see, our wives, they are also 3 times NVT fan club champion.
Mm.
So they're 3 times NVT fan club champions, and it is because of them that you see the fan clubs of teams like San Antonio. You
Mm.
see the fan clubs of teams elsewhere. They've copied it from Gwinnett.
Mm.
So that is one of the we are trailblazers, we are trendsetters, and we do it in a unique way. But our men, we run our show, and the women run their show.
3 times winners of the NVT, a very family oriented veterans club with very strict yet great values. And of course, they are putting it up and upholding all those values. We're speaking with GWINNETT, one of the much talked about clubs in the National Veterans Movement, and of course, the NVT. It's a beautiful Friday evening. 20 minutes to 7 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, same time in the great city of Atlanta, and of course, the great state of Georgia. We are live on radio, and it is NVT Ball Rolling. We'll be right back with you. Don't go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us. A few teams carry a legacy as rich as this one. They are one of the teams with an admirable track record. They are much talked about. They are The popular GWINNETT, they are NVT favorites as many think. And when they step on the field, they don't just play, they win, they entertain, and of course, put on spectacles that keep fans buzzing. Yes, everyone talks about Gwinnett of Georgia, a big site with an even bigger story. The story which we have been treated to on radio this evening. And so, 6 days to go. How prepared are they? That is what we are going to learn in this edition of the show. Coach Collins, tell me, how many teams do you have? I would not imagine that it is only one team that is winning all these games, especially for a competition that would have multiple games in a day.
We do have a good number of players, but to be honest with you, we do have one team. We try as much as possible to involve everyone, to get everyone playing on every weekend. So yes, to answer your question, we do have one team. Now, myself and Coach Dali, we do participate in different teams around Atlanta, much younger ball clubs, which we do tend to bring them in every now and then when we have friendlies to play with us, to push our older legs to the maximum. But we do have one team.
Coach Dali, tell me, what is the criteria you use to select those who are going to play and put up the kind of performance which your team is noted for?
Thank you for the question. And it's simple. The game is, as we always say, the game is technical, tactical, physical, and psychological. So we take all these factors into consideration. We instill discipline. So that's our first criteria. You have to abide by the rules and the plans that we set for the team, the goals and all that. We set that together. So discipline comes first. And now, throughout the season, throughout the year, you have to get your fitness up to speed, up to the level where you can go and compete for the competition. And so physically, you have to be ready. Mentally, you have to be prepared. Technically, you have to be sound. And yes, that's what we take into consideration when it comes to selecting players.
Franklin, I'll take you to Boston, where you would find players, former players of the Cameroon national team, for instance. Do you at times depend on such, let me call it, resources to win your games?
To answer that question, no. GWINNETT Veteran is a team. We don't depend on individual players. So what I mean by that is, if you are not well fit in what we do as coaches, we don't integrate you in our team, because like Coach Dali rightly said, it's a 3 games tournament. It's like World Cup that we play in 3 days. So if you are bringing if you are just bringing like your individual skills that would not integrate with the other skills, we don't really welcome that in GWINNETT.
Can I add something there?
Sure.
As a matter of fact, Boston understands this. When GWINNETT hosted one of the best NVTs of all time, one of the best NVTs of all time in 2023, in the city of Decula, which we now call the Republic of Decula, the Republic of Decula, Boston.
Well, we'll call it I can say Mulberry.
Boston actually, with its 3 former internationals, played GWINNETT, and they understood what it means to be GWINNETT.
Okay.
And which is that team.
So what was the outcome of that game?
Boston lost.
Okay.
So it was the first time you had former international Lions cry on the pitch. Womelen.
But prior to that match, when you saw these guys get on a green turf, Womelen, Achille Mana, maybe a Makun, and so on, did that create any impact in you? Kind of fear before
I let the coaches speak, right? Because they know better than I do. that game, Boston, that game 2 years ago, Boston was actually fortunate that Gwinnett's players were not actually there. A lot of Gwinnett's players could not make it to the tournament because of family issues and things like that. So if we actually had a full team, I think Boston would have struggled so badly. And I'll let the coaches who know better than myself give their judgment on that game.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I can personally. I have a relationship with Jean de Macun that everybody knows, and yes, the way we played the game against them after the games, he told me that he did not know there is football like this in America, especially among Cameroonians.
Right.
Like Mr. President said there, and our emeritus coach said as well, we rely only on our resources. We have never sought the help of any former international player. So we recruit among ourselves here. First of all, we rely on ourselves. And if we identify one or two positions that we need to fill in, so we try to look among the community here in Atlanta again and put those one or two positions in there, and we go and compete. So GWINNETT is a mindset. So when we come out there, we are prepared. We come in there, even now that, we know that we just come in to represent. As we said earlier, we are going through very difficult times. And if not the fact that, we have all agreed that we have to go there on behalf of our fallen brothers, we will not have decided to come there. So when we see this former professional, it's not that we're not even paying attention to that. We, like I said, GWINNETT is a mindset. We come to play, the ball is on the ground, and the pitch is flat, and the ball is down for everybody.
Beautiful.
So we respect our opponents, but we don't fear them.
Right. Collins, it must not necessarily be former internationals. It could also be that some of your members, played football in the past, even at maybe club level in Cameroon. It could be a PWG of Bamenda, a Canon of Yaoundé, a Tonnerre of Yaoundé, a Union of Douala, and things like that. Do you have such players who played in the past?
Yes, absolutely. We do have our former pro Malik that plays for Chico United prior to traveling to continue his career overseas. We do have some other players that have played at the Borussia Dortmund level, as well as players that have played for MLS. But those are we call them our dinosaurs, right? Those are our HO guys, which right now they're more on a wave of understanding that there's a new crop that's coming. That being said, yes, we do have folks that the passion for the game, like Daddy said, doesn't leave them. What does that mean? That means you respect your opponent, you don't fear them. It doesn't matter if you play at what level or at any level, so long as you're in that field, you're in there to compete, and we require everyone to give their best.
Okay.
Can I add something on what
Sure.
Coach Collins has mentioned?
Sure.
About one of the things that GWINNETT is known for, right? It is over the last 6-7 years that we've been going to NVT, you see the same players because it's a family.
Okay.
So that's why. So, for example, if you ask people like San Antonio right now, Houston right now, Minnesota, or even other teams and Columbus themselves, and say, name the players of GWINNETT, they'll tell you who's going to play for GWINNETT. They'll tell you there's going to be this, 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 because we're a constant team, and we, like as the coach said, get everybody in that mindset to go play.
Right. Let me go back to Coach Collins, and we'll do this briefly. Since Professor Folemos said that other teams to virtually know those faces, who belong to GWINNETT. I think we can go ahead and find out who will be coming to Ohio this year. Not letting the cat out of the bucket, letting the cat out of the basket necessarily, but I think, people who are coming to watch good football would also like to know those players who we should be looking up to, we should be watching out for come Ohio 2025.
Absolutely. For us, like President Riley said, we're a constant team, we're a family team. So those faces that you see will be same people, the OJs, the Malik, the Gambo, ourselves, including President Folemu. He's one of our best goalkeepers. Teams in there. I myself, I do play. Coach Jongoro plays. Coach Dali plays if need be. So we're a family team, and we'll try to make sure that we keep our fitness up at the level where we can compete. Even if you get into that field and give your 20 minutes, you give your best 20 minutes, and you step back and rest. We have our hands of God. I'm a goalkeeper, Benalama. That's always a constant, as well as Fru Sama. All those are champions that they constantly represent for us. So we've done our best to make sure that fitness is up to par, and you definitely see those faces in Cincinnati.
Jean
Let's not,
Rene.
sorry, let's not forget our legends, Pro Malik and OJ, that everybody knows in the convention.
Okay.
Actually, OJ is Mr. NVT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Three-time MVP.
Perfect. So I would like us to talk about competitions now. Having been around for some time, you definitely would have taken part in so many competitions. But let us focus on the local ones, the ones within the state of Georgia or within your community. What are some of these competitions?
Well, in terms of competition, to keep ourselves in shape and also know what's going on, we have Atlanta Lions. That they're young guys. They can't compete now in NVT because of their age. Okay. But when we play with them, they give us some physique, right? They can run, and that helps us also say, look, we need to be able to, maybe run 3 times a week to be able to get our resistance up. We also compete with the Nigerian soccer team here in Atlanta. Okay. And it's a tough opponent to play with. We have the Ghanaian soccer team. We also have Hennessy. It's also another team here. And we have Hennessy FC.
Piero, hold on. Let's transition. Mr. Ernest.
Yes.
I know you're talking about. You remember also we are the current champions of CIEBET, the Southeastern Regional Tournament. So which hosts about 8 teams, and over the 10 years, we've played multiple local tournaments involving Koreans, involving Ghanaians, and we've won a number of those as well. So we are a team that is very present in our community, Gwinnett County, the most diverse county in the United States.
I wanted to find out from Franklin. So if you were to describe this team within your community and even outside, is it a team that wins most of its matches, or a team that performs averagely? Do you also lose as well? Because we've heard you talk about victories, and not many defeats. Is that the case?
I'm sure I was fired last year because we lost. So yes, we do lose some tournaments. I think the past 2 years we have lost the NVT semi-finals and quarterfinals last year. Yes, we do lose tournaments, but we win a lot of tournaments, and we go to any tournament with the aim of winning. We have built our foundations on winning. So,
but before the coaches jump in, we go to every tournament with that spirit of winning. But this is the one that we want to just go be present.
Let us also look about let us also look at the quality of the victories. Do you have the habit of winning with maybe just a single goal, or you score at times 5, 6?
What I would tell you is that
Go ahead, coach. Go ahead.
Okay, looks
It's
like we
not
lost
that.
him.
Yes,
Yeah,
Coach.
we lost him. I can go ahead and
Okay, yes.
to us, like they said, the result does not always determine how the game was. You can win a game 4-0, just like you can win a game by a margin, 1 goal difference. And if you replay that games, you cannot guarantee that the outcome is going to be the same. So when we go out there, we put a team that is going to compete and win the game. And our aim is always to score the maximum goal as possible. And we don't take any game for granted. We don't take any of our victories for granted. We know some of the clubs out there, they probably go there and say, okay, it's just when they hear GWINNETT 3-time champions, they just think it was easy. No, it was never easy. So long as you can win the goal 1-0 or 4-0, that's the most important. The most important stats in the game is the score. Who won? You won? Yes. Now, we care less whether we won by 1-0 or by 10-0. So that's what I will say about the scores.
Professor Neville for
Lemo.
Lemo is the president of GWINNETT. Jean Rene is the PRO for the club. Coach Collins is one of the current coaches, just like Coach Dale. Then Coach Franklin is the former coach. They are our guests in this edition of NVT Ball Rolling live on Apex One Radio, 6 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the NVT. 2 minutes to 7 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, same time in Georgia, from where our guests are speaking. We'll be right back with you. Don't go away.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Stay with us. All right. So, gentlemen, since our focus is the NVT, I would like us to talk about your NVT participation. When was the first time GWINNETT participated in the National Veterans Tournament?
I think it was about 2015.
2015. So since then, have you been participating every given year?
Yes.
So 2015 to 2025, that's 10 years. I know 21 did not exist because of COVID-19. So you've participated 9 times, correct?
Yes.
9 times. So, all right. That's interesting.
So,
So,
participated 9 times, gone to 5 finals, won 3.
wow. 5 finals.
Yes.
3 victories. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about this. The first time you won the trophy, which team did you meet at the final, if you can remember?
That was Houston.
Houston.
And we destroyed them, even though we lived even though both of us were in the same hotel.
Okay.
It was a good time.
All right. What year was that?
That was 2018 in Oklahoma.
2018 in Oklahoma. First victory against Houston. Great. Second victory.
That was
Delaware.
2019.
Delaware. So you won 2 times consecutively.
That's correct.
Okay. And which team did you meet in Delaware at the finals?
I think that was Camdal. Dallas.
Okay. All right. We had Camdal a couple of days ago on this show. Right. So the third trophy.
Well, in 2021 in Houston, in finals with Sparta, we were cheated.
Okay.
So that's why we didn't bring it. And you talked about failure. In 2022, we had a local tournament in North Carolina that we got beaten very well. That tournament actually propelled us to start thinking about NVT seriously, and we went back in 2022 in Maryland and won it.
2022 in Maryland. Okay. And which team did you meet at the final?
Minnesota, the boys that we trained.
Minnesota. All right. So in 2018, you met Houston at the final, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you have Houston, Camdal, and Minnesota.
Yes.
Now, which of these three finals was the most challenging?
Everybody has theirs.
Coach Franklin is back in the lobby. Can you bring him back in, please?
All right. Let's have Coach Franklin. Sorry about that. While you were away, we're talking about the three trophies you've had: 2018 against Houston, 19 against Camdal, and 22 against Minnesota. Which of these games was the most challenging, and why?
I will go with the one. I'll take Houston. Houston was the most challenging one, and the reason is because we were 2-0 up, and Houston came back and equalized and equalized the game before we went ahead and beat them.
Wow. And which one was the easiest ride, Coach Collins?
For me, I'll probably say the easiest was Oklahoma, because we had a team that were not only we were still fresh and we can play, keep playing for days, but the manner of the victory, right? We had the players that they commanded attention a lot during the game, and as well as the execute, right? Everybody knew their role, everybody knew what they were doing in the pitch, and it did make it feel easy. For me, the tough one was Delaware, because we won that tournament, that finals 1-0, and to win the tournament finals 1-0, that means when you score, you have to defend and prevent the other team from scoring. So it was a hard fought one. So for me, I'll put that one as the toughest, and Oklahoma as the easiest.
Let me go back to Franklin now. Despite your habit of winning, what is that team in the NVT for your 9 years of competition that you really want to avoid?
Coach Franklin, go ahead.
I can go ahead and take that one away from Coach Franklin.
Okay, go right ahead.
Coach Daly can also chime in. But for us, it's soccer, right? To win it all, you have to play the best. So we approach it in the standpoint of you play whoever they put in front of you. But if you have some teams that you rather them not to be on your path, for us, it's Spartan, because they've been our nemesis. Even when we're playing Kamsa, playing young soccer, when they hear a team from Atlanta, they don't know if it's GWINNETT or Atlanta veteran or Pioneer veteran. They just hear Atlanta and they come with all guns blazing. So for us, that's always been a rivalry for us. So for me, I'll say Sparta.
Okay, that's interesting, and it is definitely a team you would always, effortlessly defeat.
San Antonio. Yes.
The same San Antonio everybody's been talking about as well, or a different one?
The same San Antonio. It's never beaten us.
Oh, okay.
San Antonio, the first year we played them, we beat them like 7-0. And in Maryland, we actually beat them 3 times. We had to play games with them 3 times. And in GWINNETT, when we slacked a little bit, we still beat them. So San Antonio actually won last year because it didn't go through us. So
wow, that's interesting.
And you should tell Dr. Pride, the president of San Antonio, we said that.
Coach Daly, how often do you train?
We Normally, our regular schedule is we train once a week.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get close to competition, we usually have a midweek session. But again, this year has been very difficult, and we have not been able to implement that midweek session. So we only train once a week.
Mm-hmm. So
to add to that, we'll do training
yes.
once a week because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in now. We haven't, like Coach Dudley rightly said, we haven't been able to implement a midweek session, but we encourage everyone to go out, run, keep their personal fitness up, and post those videos on the group to encourage each other to make sure that we're staying fit and healthy.
Are your training sessions very close, or do you accept maybe members of the public to come watch you train, or even take part in the sessions?
No, our sessions are strictly restricted to our members, unless you are a guest player that we actually invited. It's not open to just anybody who comes and walks in. It's restricted to us and our children, the ones that are grown and can play already, because we start preparing them to take over maybe in the next 10 years to come.
Well, that's interesting. We're speaking with key leaders of GWINNETT, and they're live on radio to tell us not only about their club, but also about their NVT participation over the years. And of course, we will also get to know how prepared they are for the 2025 edition of their competition. So we are 6 days to the NVT. What do you have on your agenda? Are you going to do another friendly match before the games begin in Ohio?
We'll keep that as a secret for now.
Okay.
We don't. The president doesn't even know what the coaches have in store as far as the next week, this weekend and next week. We'll keep that as a secret for now.
Coach Collins, there is definitely some mistakes which you committed in Minnesota last year, and you intend to correct those mistakes this year in Ohio. Do you have such mistakes if you don't want to expose them here?
Obviously, with every tournament that we go to, when we get back home, we do a retrospective and look at the things that went well, the things that did not go well, both on and off the pitch, and we'll adjust that as a family, we'll adjust that as a team, and learn from that and try to do better next time. So for now, we'll keep that as a secret. But obviously, there were mistakes, because if there were no mistakes, we would have come back home victorious or come back home as a 4-time champion. So we've learned from that. We'll continue to learn, and for now, we'll keep what we've learned from Minnesota as a secret.
Okay.
I can add one thing there that is open. This last year we had a last year also, one thing that I felt that we didn't do well, that we may want to fix, is you put our fan club pictures there, and you saw our wives supporting us and everything. Last year they were a little bit less, so which means something happened that we're going to work on that to fix as well. So that we get that support from outside that pushes people, and we see.
Beautiful. Right. So I'm going to ask. Yes, go ahead.
Let me add just something that we cannot keep secret is that last year we had too many players and that played against us. And this year, with all what we've gone through, the nature has taken care of that one to ourselves. So we come in there, we don't have that many players, and so that problem fixes itself by itself.
Perfect. Right. So I'm going to ask each of you just to take 5-10 seconds to share their impressions about the groupings. So GWINNETT is placed in Group 6 alongside Austin. There should be Delaware Progressive. I guess
Yeah.
that's how they call it. Then what is the other team?
I think it's Arizona.
Arizona. Is it Arlington or Arizona?
Arizona.
Perfect. So let me begin with Professor Folemo. Satisfied with this groupings?
That's a group of dead. That is a group of dead. Remember Delaware Progressive is the team for the NVT's president, and NVT's president doesn't like to lose, so definitely he has gone blazing to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere. Austin actually almost beat San Antonio last time, and San Antonio only had to beat Austin on penalties. So when you think about it, those two teams are very, very competitive. So you may look at it, GWINNETT has one of the toughest zones going into this tournament. But like we said, we go in, we do what we can do.
Renee, how much attention do you pay to this group? Do you like these groupings?
Well, again, it's not a matter of me liking. It's what it is, what it is. And in soccer, again, we are well prepared. We have our coaches, and we've entrusted them. We provided the resources that they need to do what we do best as 3-time champions. So we are set. We're good to go. The coaches have our support, and we are united, brotherhood. We're good to go.
Franklin, if these draws were to be done again, would you like to still be placed with Austin, Delaware, and Arizona? We cannot hear you, Franklin. Okay, apparently he has issues with his sound. I'll just go with Coach Dale, then Franklin will fix his sound and get back.
Yeah, what was the question?
And the question was, if the draws were to be done again, would you still want GWINNETT to be placed with Austin, Delaware, and Arizona?
Again, like we said earlier, you can only play who you face. Okay, so we have no choice to play them. But of course, if everybody had to choose their opponent, they will try to make the path a little easier for them. But I think it's a good draw for us to actually enter in the competition in a very strong way, so that everybody is focused all the way to the end.
Collins, have you met these teams before?
Absolutely not. Arizona East Valley is a new team that just got admitted into the competition. Austin, don't know them, never met them before. Delaware Progressive, don't know them, never met them before. But like Coach Dali Riley said, if we had to handpick our opponent, right, you want to pick an easier path, but you only play what they put in front of you, and this is what we face. Mentally, we just have to stay focused and be ready and go give it our best.
Franklin, we're sharing our opinions on Group 6 that has GWINNETT, Austin, Delaware, and East Valley of Arizona. Okay, we still cannot hear him. We're sorry about that. Franklin will fix his sound and he will be back. This is Apex One Radio. This is NVT Ball Rolling. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this conversation. And our guests are key leaders of GWINNETT, 3-time champions of the National Veterans Tournament in 2018 against Houston at the final. Then in 2019 against Camdal, that was in Delaware. Then they lifted the trophy again in 22. That was in Minnesota against Maryland, or that was in Maryland against Minnesota.
Yes.
And again, they are headed for Ohio this year. Will they be champions again? That is the big question. When we come back, we'll be talking logistics, then we'll run the show.
That's a wrap for today's edition of the NVT series. You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Welcome back, Professor Folemu. You have this bevy of ladies, 75 gentlemen. At times, kids are involved. This is a huge delegation that leaves Georgia to whatever state you're going to. This is huge responsibility. Tell us, how does it happen in the background before all of this happens? That you transport this number of people successfully to where they are going to compete and back home?
It's a huge logistical challenge. But the one thing that GWINNETT prides itself in is its people. Its people, like we've mentioned throughout the year, we're committed. Its people are visionaries, and we think and we implement. So when you think about this logistic juggernaut or nightmare, it's a whole team that puts it together. Unfortunately, my team manager, Mr. Chris Fondufe, who is kind of like at the helm of a lot of the logistics that happens in GWINNETT, is not here. But he does an amazing job working together with the coaches, working together with the financial team, working together with all groups within, all subgroups within GWINNETT itself, to ensure that we get the job done. So, for example, I told you in 2023 we organized the best NVT. Why did we organize the best NVT? In January of that year, we had a link that had hotels for every team to sign up.
Okay.
In that same year, we had a link that could tell you where the airports were and everything. And when people walk into Gwinnett County, the first time that it ever happened, if you sign up for our hotels, you went into those hotels, you had a welcome package from Gwinnett. We had the best parties ever, finishing at about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's because we work as a team. We work as a team to get stuff done. And so that is a team that starts very early to put people together, and they do an amazing job, and I just sit down and enjoy it. So kudos to Coach Collins, Coach Daly, Chris Fondufe. We have one of our best team managers of all time. We call him the 70-year-old man, Mr. Doc Phil Akonde. And these guys give their all to ensure that logistically Gwinnett Vet is the best prepared team, and people copy from us as well. So everybody does what we do.
Jean-René, so let me find out, when you're traveling with this many people, what is it that you tell people along the way? Like, okay, from start to finish, how do you make sure that discipline is upheld, that everyone is together? How do you manage the supporters, the fan club? How do you call it? Feeding and other stuff.
Well, yeah. Good question. Here again, there's a routine, there's a process, there's execution. See, in GWINNETT, we know we have a fan club. There's a president of a fan club. And that is his responsibility. He knows exactly what he needs. He comes to us and we supply his needs. He handles the fan club. And we also check with him, make sure that whatever he needs, again, are we getting it in town, or are we flying with what we're going to need to make sure that our fan club is live? Then we also look at, in terms of the outfit, what are we going to wear on Friday for the parade? What are we going to wear on Saturday? What are we going to wear on Sunday? Right? All those, they're all complicated. Now, then in terms of, feeding, we have our team managers, right? That's the responsibility of team managers and the coaches to know that, okay, we have different players that might decide to eat different diet, and that all those are in function. And that's what we do. It's all about, we've done this for years, and we update, we tweak, but we have a blueprint that we implement each time that we travel. And also in terms of that, we also make sure that logistic wise, people are traveling at different times. The flights are also scheduled at different times. Who is responsible when you land? Who are you calling to be able to pick you up to the hotels that we're going? Hotels are for each and every one of us. Those are books and reserves. So there's a lot of coordination that goes in. And again, as I said, hey, it's all about the sacrifice, right? We are here. The first order is what is charity, right? You give your best that you can, and also, and just keep having fun.
Coach Collins, if others are in charge of maybe supporters club and other members of the delegation, you are directly in charge of their players, those who are going to kick the ball, I would imagine. So what is it? What are those specific things that they do or they don't do during this period? I know the veterans movement is also about entertainment, nightlife, but again, when you have to kick the ball, then it's a little bit restrictive.
No, absolutely. So for us, like Apia already said, we have every logistical department working like a war or a machine. So ensure that our players, if they're flying from Atlanta or maybe from one or two states across, that is not directly from Atlanta, their flights have been arranged, their hotels have been booked. But for us, it goes back to one key thing, right? Like you mentioned, you have to be, you have to go and play and have fun, but we still try to instill some sort of discipline, folks, because without that discipline, we can't achieve what we set out to achieve. But one key thing that Pierre, or maybe he slipped his mind, we do have a district attorney. If you're wearing Gwinnett colors, if you representing Gwinnett in any shape or form, any facet during that weekend, if you go out there and you get we'll call it a French convocation, right? If you go out there with a ticket, you misbehave or you don't represent the team in the best light, you do get a case number and properly when you get back home. So, just the fact that
Coach Collins, Coach Collins, can I use the words that the Attorney General uses? This is the Attorney General.
Yes, sir.
If you do mess up in Georgia, it's a misdemeanor. If you messed up out of Georgia, that's a crime.
Yep, you mess up out of Georgia, it's a felony.
It's a felony.
Okay, that's interesting. Then, Coach Dale, let me find out from you. As much as they are in camp, the players may also have the liberty, maybe to communicate with some people outside, and maybe put one or two pictures on social media, or maybe enjoy some entertainment as well. So, how much opening do you have for that?
As I said earlier, we set the rules from the get-go, and our players. And if you see, when we said we have a vetting committee, it's to filter people by, mentality and everything. They have to abide by how we do things. So our players are well responsible enough. They know the boundaries that we set, and they don't go beyond those boundaries. So we don't babysit. We entrust our players with the responsibility that they're going to do the right thing. At the same time, we all grown men. We're not going to go out there and start telling people don't do this and put a gendarme behind every player. But we just say, hey, we are here to compete. You want to have fun, but you know what the limitations are, and we go by that. And it never failed us.
They go by those limitations, and It's never been a failure. We are speaking with key leaders of GWINNETT on radio, 6 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament, which will take place in Ohio, precisely hosted by Columbus veterans. It's going to take place from August the 28th to September the 1st this year. And so the games will take place at Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio, 45069. So if you live in the state of Ohio, then it's just a driving distance. Whether you are in Toledo, in Cincinnati, in Cleveland, in Columbus, in Dayton, you simply have to jump into your car, drive to 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio, 45067. That is where the games will be played. Of course, that is the NVT village, and it's not only going to be soccer. You know the NVT so well. It goes beyond just kicking the ball. It's also going to be fun, just like the Afro Heritage Night that takes place on Friday, August the 29th, beginning from 9 p.m. and it's going to run till 5 a.m. To grace the stage will be Tata Kinge, Cameroonian folkloric artist. Then the next day, that is August the 30th, we're going to have the much talked about white party, right? So when we say white party, it means everyone is dressed in white. And so we could see frontline artist Lady Pons will be gracing that event. She is the guest star for the night. And so that night, like we said, is August the 30th this year. Of course, so it's going to be a big dance. Lots and lots of interesting items happening this year in Ohio. Right, so gentlemen, we're about to run off this edition of NVT Ball Rolling. We will just be taking our last words, then that will be it for the day. So let me begin with Franklin. I think Franklin left us. Well, let me begin with Coach Dale. So, Coach Dale, 6 days to the competition. What are you telling your guys precisely?
That we are going to war. We have to be well prepared. Again, mentally, it's not going to be an easy journey, but we keep doing what we do to compete. And again, don't forget, we keep mentioning that it's been a very difficult year for us. We have 3 fallen members, 1 still to be buried. So a lot of people are still affected by that, but we keep, reinforcing the fact that if we're going to compete, we have to compete to the best of our abilities. We'll go there, compete, and if we're going to fall, we have to fall with arms in hands. So that's what we tell our players. We go in there not to fear anybody, even though it's one of the years where we know we are not in full capacity, but we'll still go with the mentality of the champions. And who knows? Let's go there and see what will happen. But let's give our best. And if we're going to do something good there, let's shock the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach Dale, for joining us on the show. We really do appreciate you. Despite the challenging moments, you are still on your feet. Wish you all the best, and hoping to see you here in Ohio in 6 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll move to Coach Collins. So, Coach Collins, apart from the dark moments and the unpleasant experiences your side has had, what other motivation are you coming to Ohio with this year?
For me, I would say going to Ohio is a bittersweet moment. It's a somber moment for us, but like Coach Dali rightly said, we're going to compete, brothers in our mind, and we're going to do what we think they would like to which is try to win. But again, if victory doesn't come our way, we'll still be proud of ourselves and know that they're smiling down on us, knowing that we give our best.
Coach Collins, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the show. We wish you all the best, and we're looking forward to seeing you here in Ohio. Thank you so much. Jean Rene, so as PRO, one of your responsibilities is also to ensure that the tournament lives up to expectation, and it's not only about the game; it's also about the beauty, of the tournament. So, what contribution does GWINNETT bring to NVT, and what is that contribution you're going to bring forth to the in this year's edition?
Well, one of the things that we're doing here, in my role as a PRO, I've contacted a couple of our business owners here to be able to advertise their business on our NVT, website. And, I'm delighted to say, yes, I have, one or two business owners coming to do that. And also, again, as a family, as brotherhood, and bringing us community impact. So we are ready and, making sure that our brothers, our family members that are back home should be able to follow us live streaming of each and every game that we play. So they should be able to know what is happening while we are there, marching to victory.
Great. The National Veterans Tournament celebrates 10 years this year. It is happening in Ohio. Professor Folemo, what does taking part in the NVT 2025 mean to you as the president of GWINNETT and also to GWINNETT in general?
Thank you very much for having my club in here. And I really also thank you that we took about a minute of silence to remember Bavali, who has been to every single NVT, to remember Gramboli, which NVT was a highlight, and my nephew, who just left us on July 4th. And they would have loved to be here for this special edition of the 10th anniversary of NVT. And there is a couple of things that are happening in the 10th anniversary of NVT that I'm very proud of as the president of GWINNETT, because those are some initiatives that we pushed and started. For example, this year, the 10th anniversary of NVT, there will be a health fair that is modeled after the 2-3 successful health fairs that GWINNETT Veterans has had, where we've invited hospitals to help men begin to take care of their prostate issues, begin to take care of their blood pressure issues, begin to take care of their high sugar issues, and people that don't even have insurance to be offered insurance. That will be translated, and you see it at NVT 10-year anniversary. So you will have health fairs. We've also, in Gwinnett County, mentored kids, mentored professionals, and things like that. And you're going to see symposiums at NVT 2025 and workshops where people come in and professionals come in to help others. That we are proud of it as things that we've done on the Gwinnett side. You're going to see celebration of Cameroon culture. If you think about it, Gwinnett 2023, who was the artist of the all-white party? Who was Lady Pons? Columbus understood it, and Columbus has gone back to Lady Pons. So as the president of Gwinnett, we are very proud that they've seen these things that we've done, and they're taking it to the bigger stage. And that bigger stage will be NVT 2025, where everybody that is going to come is going to make sure that we have a wonderful time but not only have a wonderful time, but we strengthen our bonds as Cameroonians, and we find ways to make sure that our community moves ahead in good health, which is the essence of NVT, moves ahead professionally, which is also very important to make sure that you take care of your family, and as a whole represent our country that has had some issues. So I'm very excited for NVT 2025. And I want to thank the leadership of NEC, President Saka and his team. And he has worked very well with us in Gwinnett County to make sure that this is a great place. And I invite everybody, if you've not yet bought your flight, do not miss NVT 2025, because it's our 10-year anniversary, and it's a year where we're going to write the journey for the next 10 years, which is all going to be amazing. So thank you again for having us. And Gwinnett, we go in to make sure that we continue to give NVT the flavoring. When you think about it, as I said sometimes in the Bible, in Matthew 5:13-16, we are the salt of the earth. We flavor the earth. We are the light. We provide light. And that's what Gwinnett is going to try to do wherever we go. Be salt and be light. Thank you very much.
Be salt and be light. They provide the flair to the competition. One of the sites that has given meaning to the National Veterans Tournament, Gwinnett of Georgia. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the program today. We wish you all the best. Our hearts are with you as you continue to mourn your loved ones, and hopefully we will continue to give you that moral support. Looking forward to seeing all of you in Ohio. So thank you once again for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
And that's how we put in a full stop to this edition of NVT Ball Rolling, during which time we received the almighty GWINNETT, and we are quite privileged to have had them on the program today. Collaboration came from Evaris, Capo. Thank you so much, Forcha Valentine, President of Columbus Veterans, and of course the entire Columbus Veterans. Marcel was the producer of this edition of the NVT Ball Rolling, and for presentation, I've been your friend Ernest, Kanjo, asking you to join us again tomorrow when we meet Richmond veterans of Texas, and that will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Time. And until we meet tomorrow, it is bye-bye from this end. Do have a fantastic rest of the evening. May God bless you.
That's a wrap for today's edition of the NVT series, your exclusive look into the heart of veterans soccer, right here on Apex One Radio. We've met the players, explored the passion, and witnessed the spirit behind the game. As we march closer to kickoff, the energy only gets stronger, and we'll be right here bringing you every step of the journey. Catch the next episode for more club features, inside stories, and game time build-up. Until then, stay tuned, stay hyped, and as always, let the game play on.